Have you ever noticed how something as small as cleaning the sink can leave you breathless? Or how bending to pick up a sock suddenly feels like climbing a mountain? It's not just you. Aging brings wisdom, but it also brings aches, slower steps, and a new relationship with the home we love. But here's the truth. Most cleaning shows and books don't tell you. You don't have to clean the old way, and you certainly don't have to suffer to keep your home the way you like it. In today's video, I'm going to show you 10 deeply practical yet gentle cleaning tricks, specifically designed for seniors, folks with limited mobility, or anyone feeling worn down by the idea of keeping up. These aren't about shortcuts or cutting corners. They're about cleaning smarter, not harder. About protecting your energy, your joints, your sense of calm. Let me tell you about Arthur. He's 79, lives alone in a cozy ranch home, and for years, dreaded Saturdays. That was cleaning day, an exhausting, painful routine that left him needing 2 days to recover. Then one morning, his daughter shared a single idea that changed everything. Arthur's routine went from dread to doable, and his home, still sparkling. If you've ever felt that cleaning is simply too much, this video is for you. There's a gentler way forward, and it starts right now. 1. Rinse right away. Don't let the dishes weigh you down. Here's something no one tells you. Dirty dishes are just like worries. Leave them sitting too long and they get stuck, heavy, and harder to face. I learned this from my neighbor Clara, 81 years old, sweet as can be. She's been living alone since her husband passed, and for years after dinner, she'd shuffle past the kitchen sink, whispering to herself, "I'll do them in the morning." But come morning, her hands ached, the food was crusted over, and what could have been a 5-minute task turned into 30 minutes of painful scrubbing. Then one evening, her granddaughter visited and said gently, "Grandma, why not rinse them right after you eat? Just a quick rinse, no scrubbing." Clara was skeptical, but she gave it a try. She filled a small basin with warm, soapy water, dropped the dishes in, and went to bed. The next day, everything wiped clean in minutes. No stiffness, no stress. That tiny shift changed everything. Now, after each meal, Clara simply runs the dishes under warm water or lets them soak while she enjoys her tea. Even if she doesn't wash them right away, there's no panic later, because nothing's stuck. Here's the deeper truth. At our age, our energy is precious. We don't need to waste it battling dried-on messes or dreading the kitchen sink. A quick rinse now means less pain, less effort, and a lot more peace tomorrow. Even if you use a dishwasher, a light wipe before loading makes a world of difference. Because these little habits, they aren't just about cleaning. They're about caring for ourselves in the simplest ways. It's not about doing more. It's about doing smarter, gentler, easier. Ready for another small trick that makes a big difference? Let's keep going. 2. Lighten your load. Small bottles, big relief. Let me tell you something I wish I'd learned sooner. Sometimes it's not about strength, it's about setup. My cousin Jerry, he's 76 and still insists on cleaning every Saturday like clockwork. But a while back, I noticed he was skipping spots. When I asked why, he sighed and said, "These bottles are just too heavy now. My hands cramp, my wrists ache. I can't squeeze them like I used to." So we tried something simple. We poured his favorite all-purpose cleaner into a small travel-size spray bottle, the kind that fits easy in your palm. No squeezing hard, no strain. Next cleaning day, Jerry was smiling. He cleaned more and hurt less. See, those big bulky containers they sell? They're made for shelves, not for seniors. They're heavy, hard to grip, and tough on joints, especially if you live with arthritis or just have aging hands like most of us. But when you downsize, just a little, it makes a world of difference. You gain control. You use only what you need. And most importantly, you don't dread the chore anymore. Some folks even keep small bottles in each room, bathroom, kitchen, bedroom, so they don't have to carry anything around. And if your hands are really sensitive, pre-moistened cleaning wipes can be a lifesaver. Or just mix up some vinegar and water in a light spray bottle. Natural, cheap, easy. It's not laziness, it's wisdom. We don't need to fight the same way we did when we were young. We need to clean smarter, not harder. Now, want to make dusting easier too, without lifting a finger too hard? Wait until you hear what's next. 3. Choose microfiber. Trap dust, not your joints. When my friend Dolores turned 80, she gave herself one rule: no more ladders and no more feather dusters. Why should I climb and suffer? She said, just to scatter the same dust I'm trying to clean? She had a point. And like most of us, she grew up with those fluffy dusters that looked nice but didn't do much. The dust just floated around, settled again, and made her sneeze more than smile. That's when I introduced her to microfiber cloths. Just a few small squares of fabric that changed everything. See, microfiber is like magic for dust. The fibers are ultra-fine, way smaller than a human hair, and they actually grip the dust instead of spreading it around. One gentle swipe, and the shelf is clean. No spraying, no scrubbing, no back and forth until your shoulders ache. Dolores started keeping one in every room. Slightly dampened, they work even better. Great for wood, glass, even electronics. She wraps one around a broomstick to reach high corners without ever climbing. She says, it's like having young hands again. You don't need fancy tools. You don't need chemicals that make the house smell like a hospital. You just need a cloth that's on your side. And the best part? After you're done, toss it in the wash. Reuse, repeat, and rest easy. When we stop fighting our bodies and start helping them, chores become gentler. They feel less like work and more like care. Care for the home we've built and the body we still live in. Next, I'll share something that's likely already in your cupboard and might just be your new favorite cleaning partner. 4. The magic of baking soda. Clean without chemicals or scrubbing. Let me tell you something I wish I'd known years ago. Sometimes the best cleaner isn't in a spray bottle from the store, but in that little orange box tucked in the back of your fridge. Yes, I'm talking about baking soda. It's cheap, safe, and gentle, yet it works like a charm. And for someone dealing with stiff joints, allergies, or just a low-energy day, it's a true blessing. Take my neighbor Harold. He's 76, lives alone, and has arthritis in his hands. One day he told me he hated cleaning his stove. It always left him sore and frustrated. I gave him a tip. Sprinkle baking soda on a damp sponge, press gently on the greasy spots, and let it sit. 15 minutes later, he wiped the surface clean with almost no effort. No scrubbing, no burning smell from strong chemicals. Just clean, with hardly any pain. But it doesn't stop at stoves. You can use baking soda to freshen your carpets. Just sprinkle, wait, and vacuum. To unclog a slow drain, pour baking soda followed by vinegar and rinse with hot water. No plumber needed. And your fridge? Put an open box in the back and forget about those mystery odors. I even use it in the laundry. Half a cup softens clothes naturally and gets rid of that musty towel smell without any harsh scent. What I love most is that it's gentle on the body. No gloves, no coughing, no worrying about getting dizzy from fumes. And for those of us who've had a few too many aches and days where energy runs low, this little trick helps us feel capable again. There's something empowering about cleaning your home without hurting yourself in the process. So next time you're tempted to reach for that heavy bottle of cleaner, try the humble box of baking soda first. It may just remind you that sometimes the simple things are the smartest. Now, Let's look at how even the laundry, a task many of us avoid, can be made easier with just a small shift in setup. 5. Sort ahead. Laundry that doesn't hurt your back. Let me ask you, how many times have you dreaded laundry day? Not because of the washing, but because of all the bending, lifting, and sorting? I used to wait until my hamper was overflowing, then crouch over it for 20 minutes, separating whites, colors, and delicates. My knees would ache, my back would protest, and by the time I was done, I didn't have much energy left for anything else. Then I learned something simple that changed everything. Sort as you go. It sounds too easy, I know, but that one shift made laundry manageable again. I set up 3 light bins, one for whites, one for colors, one for delicates, and placed them at waist height on a shelf in my laundry room. Now every time I take off an item, I just toss it in the right bin. No more bending, no more sorting marathons. My friend Nancy, who's 79 and lives with chronic back pain, tried it too. She even added a small rolling laundry cart so she doesn't have to carry anything. It's amazing how much lighter the task feels when your body isn't doing all the hard work. And if you have trouble reaching into low baskets or picking up dropped socks, a grabber tool is worth its weight in gold. Just a little change in how you move can protect your joints, your spine, and your peace of mind. Laundry will always be part of life, but it doesn't have to wear you down. Gentle systems save strength, and at our age, that strength is worth protecting. Speaking of protecting yourself, our next tip is for anyone who's ever struggled to carry heavy baskets. You'll want to hear this. 6. Push, don't carry. Roll the load, not your spine. You know, there was a time when I thought I had to carry everything myself. Laundry baskets, grocery bags, even stacks of folded clothes. I told myself it kept me strong. But the truth? My back didn't feel strong. It felt worn out. Until one day, I watched my neighbor Doris glide down the hallway with a little folding laundry cart. No groaning, no leaning, just a gentle push, and off she went. And I thought, why didn't I do that years ago? Carrying heavy loads puts unnecessary stress on your spine, your joints, your arms. And let's be honest, we've only got so many lifts left in us before our bodies push back. A simple rolling cart, lightweight with good wheels, can make the difference between pain and peace. I got one for myself and haven't looked back since. Joseph, a 76-year-old former school principal, told me he used to avoid doing laundry because the walk to his basement washer was brutal. But once he switched to a cart, he actually started enjoying the routine again. Said it gave him a sense of independence without the soreness. This isn't about giving up. It's about getting smarter with our energy. You're not proving anything by carrying a full basket when your knees are already whispering no. The goal isn't to stay busy, it's to stay well. Next, let's talk about a simple trick that keeps dust from building up and chores from piling high. Ready for less wiping and more resting? Let's go there now. 7. Keep dust in its place. Spray once, dust less. Let me tell you something that used to drive me absolutely crazy. Dusting. You clean the table, turn around, and there it is again, like it never left. It's almost like the dust is playing tricks on you, hiding in plain sight, only to show up again the moment you sit down. And when your joints ache and your energy feels low, doing the same chore over and over again starts to feel unfair. But there's a simple little trick I learned that changed the game. Use a dust-repelling spray, not the heavy, overly scented kind that makes everything slippery. Just a light mist, barely there, but powerful enough to help you dust once and be done. I spray a gentle coat on my furniture, coffee tables, bookshelves, even the old piano. That fine mist grabs the dust and keeps it from floating back into the air. It clings to the cloth when you wipe, instead of spreading around like most dry dusters tend to do. Nancy, one of my neighbors, used to hate dusting her curio cabinet. She's 70, and her hands don't work quite like they used to. She'd tell me, "I dust on Tuesday, and by Thursday, it looks like I never touched it." But once she started using a good dust spray and a soft microfiber cloth, everything changed. She now dusts every 7 to 10 days instead of every couple of days. It saves her time, saves her hands, and, perhaps most importantly, saves her patience. For surfaces you reach for often, like your bedside table or the TV stand, just a quick spray and gentle wipe keeps things looking fresh, without the need to lean, stretch, or press hard. And here's another tip. Slightly dampen your cloth first. The bit of moisture helps collect even more dust without the need for harsh chemicals. If climbing to reach high places is a concern, wrap a microfiber cloth around the end of a broom or a reacher stick and secure it with a rubber band. You'll dust crown moldings and ceiling fans without ever stepping on a stool. The truth is, we don't need to work harder. We just need to clean smarter. Less dust, less bending, less wear on your body, and more peace in your space. Up next, we'll take that same spirit, making things easier, not harder, and apply it to how we organize our cleaning tasks. Because sometimes the best way to stay ahead is to slow down just a little. 8. Divide the work. Don't carry it all. One little task a day keeps the chaos away. There was a time when I believed cleaning had to be an all-day event. I'd wait until Saturday, roll up my sleeves, and try to tackle the whole house in one go. Kitchen, bathroom, bedrooms, everything. By the end of the day, I was sore, frustrated, and still not quite finished. And worst of all, I'd dread the next weekend because I knew the same cycle would come around again. Then one day, my neighbor Arthur, who's 79 and sharp as a tack, shared something that changed everything. "I don't clean my house anymore," he said with a smile. "I just do a little bit every day, and it stays clean all on its own." At first, I didn't believe him, but he walked me through it. Monday, he wipes down kitchen counters. Tuesday, he vacuums the living room rug. Wednesday, just the bathroom mirror and sink. Each task takes less than 10 or 15 minutes. But when you spread them across the week, the house never gets overwhelmingly messy, and he never feels overwhelmed. It made perfect sense. Our bodies and minds don't have the same stamina they used to, and pushing too hard only leads to pain and burnout. But one small win each day, that gives you momentum. It builds confidence, and it makes cleaning feel like something you're managing, not something that's managing you. You can even set a timer. Just tell yourself, 10 minutes, that's it. You'll be amazed at how much you can do in that short time, and how much lighter your day feels afterward. And on tough days when your joints ache, or you're simply not up for much, just straighten up the couch pillows or wipe one shelf. That's still progress. That's still you taking care of your space. This isn't about perfection. It's about peace. One little task a day keeps the chaos away, and it gives you back your weekends for the things that truly bring you joy. Next, let's make taking out the trash just as easy, because there's no reason that should be a workout either. Number 9, put the trash bin nearby. Less walking, more doing. You wouldn't believe how many times I used to carry a crumpled napkin or empty food wrapper all the way to the kitchen trash, just because I only had one big bin in the house. Each time, it was a little effort, but by the end of the day, those little efforts felt like a full-blown hike. My knees would ache, my back would grumble, and some messes just stayed untouched because, honestly, the trash can felt too far away. Then I visited my friend Rose. She's 78, sharp as ever, and her home is always spotless. But here's what caught my eye. She had a small trash bin in nearly every room. One near her favorite chair, one in the bathroom, one beside the nightstand. When I asked her about it, she just smiled and said, "I stopped trying to walk to the trash. I made the trash come to me." It sounds simple, but it was a game changer. With light, easy-to-carry bins placed around your home, tidying up becomes second nature. You don't ignore messes because the solution is always within reach. No bending, no trekking, just drop it in and move on. And when the little bins fill up, emptying them all at once is still easier than dragging your body across the house multiple times a day. Plus, if you use small bags and bins with foot pedals, you don't have to lift, carry, or bend. You save your strength for things that matter more, like baking cookies or calling your grandchildren. Sometimes, a cleaner home doesn't mean working harder. It means making smart little changes that give your body a break and your mind a bit of peace. Let's keep going, because the final tip is all about keeping your space in shape without even realizing you're cleaning at all. 10. Keep it gentle and repeating. Consistency beats motivation. Let me tell you something I learned the hard way. Waiting until you feel like it is a trap. Motivation is a sneaky friend. It shows up strong one day, then disappears for weeks. That's how I used to clean. I'd let the mess build up, then tackle everything in one exhausting afternoon. I'd end up sore, frustrated, and wondering why I didn't just keep it simple. Then I tried something different. Instead of waiting for motivation, I built a quiet little routine. Nothing grand, just 10 or 15 minutes each morning. Wipe the counters after breakfast. Dust one shelf after lunch. Sweep the hallway before dinner. Before I knew it, my home stayed clean, and I never felt overwhelmed. My friend Charles, who's 73, does the same. He sets a soft timer for himself, one task a day. Monday, he dusts the living room. Tuesday, he wipes the stove. By Sunday, everything's done, and he barely notices the effort. It's like brushing your teeth, he told me. You don't skip it, you just do it. The beauty of this approach is that it's gentle. It doesn't ask you to be perfect. It just asks you to show up a little, every day. Over time, your home becomes a space of peace, not pressure. And here's the secret. You start to look forward to it. These small actions become comforting. Familiar. Yours. So if you're tired of deep cleans that leave you drained, try this instead. Pick one small thing. Do it today. Then do it again tomorrow. Not because you're motivated, but because you deserve a home that feels easy to care for. And that ease? It comes from kindness, not force. Let's wrap this up together, because you're about to hear something that just might change the way you look at your home and yourself. A clean space is a kind gift to yourself. You know, when I was younger, I thought cleaning was just about getting rid of dirt. But now I understand. It's about making space for peace. It's not really about the spotless countertop or the freshly folded towels. It's about walking into a room and feeling your shoulders drop. It's about waking up and not tripping over yesterday's mess. It's about treating yourself like someone who deserves calm and comfort and care. I once visited my friend Irene, 82 years old and living alone. Her home was cozy, uncluttered, and smelled faintly of lemon and lavender. I asked her how she kept it that way. She smiled and said, "I clean like I'm preparing a little retreat for someone I love." Turns out that someone is me. That's the truth, isn't it? A clean space isn't about impressing guests or chasing perfection. It's about offering yourself a soft place to land, especially on the hard days. And every wipe of the counter, every laundry load, every gentle dusting, it's all a quiet way of saying, I matter. My peace matters. So if you've been overwhelmed or discouraged, let me remind you, it doesn't take a deep clean to feel better. Just one small act of kindness, done for yourself, can change the whole tone of your day. And if this video has made you smile or reminded you of your own strength, I'd love to hear from you. What's one small thing you'll do for yourself this week? Share it in the comments below. I read every word. And if you want more gentle wisdom like this, don't forget to subscribe. We're building something warm and good here, and you belong in it.